Empire's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of WePlay Season 3. It's our last game of the day for the WePlay coverage, and what a nice game it is. Team Empire going up against Na'Vi. Team Empire playing, in fact, both teams playing with the rosters they will be taking to the Dota Pit Land this weekend. Of course, Team Empire did change up a couple of players in their roster, so we'll see how they function tonight. A nice little bit of a feel how they are playing at the moment. It's just a best of one, but I am here with a guy who has been with me through our two best of ones already today. It is formerly of MVP, Heen. Welcome to the broadcast, man.
Hey Toby, I haven't had a European Dota game to cast in a while, and to the best of my knowledge, neither of these teams have played recently, so what can I say? I don't really know what to expect, and that's gonna keep things really better than the games where I kind of know the history of the teams and what they prefer, like in the past days or so. So some, I guess, standard openings, OD for Na'Vi, and let's see, Earth Spirit, and I mean, they could go with anything, but...
The funny thing is, with these two teams, their most recent game they played against each other was just 4 days shy of a month. And that was a full best of 5 in the ESL 1 Manila qualifiers. That's when Team Empire actually beat them out 3-1. The game that knocked them. That was when Na'Vi was having this huge win streak and no one could really touch him. And Havos just... He was drafting for Team Empire during that game, and they found the sweet spot. Like, they found exactly what Team Empire was all about. And then they changed their rosters.
Yeah. If I had to guess, Na'Vi, I think this roster has been pretty stable for the past few months, whereas Empire have a big change. So, based on roster stability, I'd probably give Na'Vi a favor.
It's actually kind of funny when you say something like that, because normally it's Na'Vi who have had the roster changes and the massive instability, and if Team Empire ever had a roster change, it was forced by Na'Vi poaching one of their players. Hilariously enough, it's not the case with the latest roster change. Very, very different, in fact.
10 seconds remaining.
Team Empire's last registered game was up against Rock's Kiss. They haven't played an official competitive game since the 19th.
Team Empire's turn to ban.
Oh wow, I'm sure these teams have been at it privately, and the tournament like the Shanghai Majors having concluded. I'm sure both of these teams have had, I mean, they've watched the games and discussed ideas about like, oh, I mean, that kind of strat looks pretty good and we could try for it ourselves. And it's sort of like a convention, like these big tournaments like the majors, where best teams in the world get together and showcase what they've prepared. And the other competitors who unfortunately weren't able to attend can use ideas and develop them into their own game.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Into the game, man. I'm double checking. Yeah. I'm double checking who NN is.
Reserve time.
I believe it is in fact No Fear.
Okay.
He was the one I wasn't too certain about. That's why I had a bit of a pause. I'm gonna ask a couple people exactly. Yeah, we believe it's actually No Fear. So, Goku, No Fear, Aloha, Mystic, and FN. Or roster for Team Empire, which is meant to be the roster they're taking to Dota Pit.
Yeah, No Fear is one of the players. I mean, a lot of these players I don't have too much knowledge about, but there was a player I remember when there weren't as many 8Ks. This guy was playing a 5-position professionally, and he was almost 8K or 8K. So I was like, wow, tough for a support player to get 8K.
That's only if he's playing support heroes.
Yeah. Still. Yeah. I mean, going back to the draft though, Void pickup is sort of surprising for Team Empire because I don't think Void and Earth Spirit have that good of a synergy. Mainly because Earth Spirit won't be able to land his ult as well. Like, I mean, he's a melee hero. Yeah, he has to get a melee range to start his ult. That's kind of, I'm interested to see how Empire work this out.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm interested to see too, because Team Empire are a team which Like, they would actually defy
Reserve
the
time.
logic of synergy, where they would face this void off lane and pick a melee call like as Ven, try and couple with it. It just made no sense at all until you then saw the Nuka would come in the mid lane
Navi's
role.
turn to pick.
Things like Lina, Queen of Pain, such like those type of heroes would be what Team Empire would turn to. But it's difficult for those heroes to
Team
try and lane in the mid
Empire's turn to ban.
because one, we now get the greatest, well, one of the greatest wisps in European Dota, I should say CIS Dota as this region is, the IO in for Na'Vi.
Navi's
And you're
turn
running
to
an
ban.
OD in the mid. Beastmaster off lane, he was one of the top picks during the Shanghai Major for a very good reason. The vision and lane presence this guy offers is unbelievable. And then we go back to something we saw early today, coupled with Mirana.
10
Probably not in
seconds
this
remaining.
case, but it's still a Bane pickup from Na'Vi, a great single target
5
controller.
seconds remaining.
Easiest way to save people though from a Faceless Void Chrono.
Reserve
Most
time.
common counter to that would be something like a Vengeful Spirit, so I feel like Na'Vi's got to have
Empire's
something up their
turn to
sleeves
pick.
if they're picking up Bane over someone like a VS.
Yeah, I think the Oracle might create problems for Navi because it's like the perfect counter to these long cooldown initiation tools like Bean's Grip and Primal Roar. Interesting that Team Empire went for the clinks. Not so early, but I'm not convinced that it was the
remaining.
best clinks game so far.
5 seconds remaining.
They're probably gonna pick a mid hero that you talked about, like that combo
Reserve
Lina,
time.
perhaps. What else? Should probably pick a mobile hero though. Oh, their heroes are pretty mobile on Empire so far. Earth Spirit, Void, Clinks with the Windwalk.
Kind of go everywhere. Who else do you feel comfortable laning up against an OD? I don't want to think about something like a Viper, for example, because that would be enough you could tank and potentially lane against the OD, but you really lack the damage, even with the Clinks. Clinks has
Yeah.
to get like an early Blink Dagger in order to fight around the Chronosphere of Faceless Void. That'll work.
Yeah, I mean, not
Navi's
to mention
turn
Empire
pick.
didn't have any wave clear until that Zeus.
He's a good laner against the OD. No one's gonna win. No one's gonna like lose the lane unless they really throw up. It's just a straight trade-off lane. Works for Empire. Empire only looking for trade-off. And the harassment is something which maybe OD can't keep up with. That'll be the only thing which lean my thoughts towards Team
10
Empire, where
seconds
Zeus
remaining.
start bringing down the Dendi OD,
5
and
seconds
then the Spirit
remaining.
like boulders himself in. They find a kill that way, so they have opportunities for kill.
Reserve
This is
time.
really getting interesting because Team Empire have really good vision control, with, like the Clinks running around and the Zeus ults. They have mobile heroes in general. But Navi also have the Beastmaster to get their own vision, and they have the IO to respond to these these small skirmishes where Void jumps in, Chronos and Clink starts hitting, and then IO jumps in with a partner. Queen of Pain, that's sort of unexpected, so it's going to be the OD safe lane.
Yeah, really unexpected. But on the bright side, the Queen of Pain is a lot more difficult to gank for the Earth Spirit's rotation and Oracle's rotation. So Danny
Yeah.
will have a better escape mechanism than the OD has, but it's still a safe lane OD.
Yeah, for sure. At the same time, though, with the Zeus as your mid hero, not sure if Team Empire really were gonna focus too much on ganking the mid. I've seen Zeus lineups get some kills before. You can't underestimate a Zeus, especially if he got a fresh bottle and after all that harassment from the early laning phase, he gets a good
10
chunk of mana
seconds
back.
remaining.
He has a firepower to do heavy amount of
5
damage to
seconds
the
remaining.
opposing mid.
See how we can execute it at least. Team Empire, I don't know what to expect from this game, because Navi's been boot camping for the last few days. They're preparing themselves for the LAN. This is really good competitive practice for them as well. Even though this game doesn't actually affect the WePlay tournament, we're at that point where Sega has just obliterated this entire group that they should be, and I believe if I read it correctly, they're the ones that have already qualified for the LAN. Just have to play out these last games because they're in this game. So These teams can use this as pure practice for other tournaments.
Oh, interesting. They managed to get such an early ward off with the boot burst and Beastmaster powered by the IOs and its movement speed. Yoki. I know it's pronounced Yoku, but I just keep saying Yoki. That's how
30
I pronounce it
seconds
in my
to
mind before someone like Empire Manager like tweeted it or something, and that it's actually pronounced Yoku.
Yeah, you can't be blamed, man. Like it's literally written there, Yoki. Say hello to Russian.
Yeah. Okay, there might be a fight here, but looks like
You gotta keep
Empire
that
getting
lightning
cold feet.
spam.
The
Like
battle
Snake's got
begins.
nothing. He really wants to pick up this rune so he can get the bottle. Okay, maybe he won't. In fact, already the Earth Spirit forced to boulder himself away, and that was both runes going the way of Na'Vi. It's a simple imprisonment. Ra walks in, and he has bottom rune. Greatest stuff for Team Empire in this game, especially when Earth Spirit's already burned so many consumables already.
I feel like if this was planned, that's pretty smart from Na'Vi because OD will always win in a rune fight one-on-one. So pretty big because Zeus relies heavily on the first bounty rune to ensure his bottle comes timely.
I love the positioning as well of Dendy and Seneko. They understand where the Arc Lightning is limitations, where like you want to be able to harass heroes up very early on, and they're just far enough away they're not getting hit by the Arc Lightning while the Zeus finds its early CS. General will take considerable top as well, but it's be a kill. More lane presence than anything else. Void and Beastmaster actually have a horrendous time on these off lanes.
Yeah, for sure. Safe lanes are gonna go as expected. Klinx is gonna free farm, OD is gonna free farm. It's more about the mid with the IO Queen of Pain duo against this Earth Spirit Zeus.
Moved by Aloha. Can't decide where he wants to go. If he moves down any further in the river, he's going to be revealed out by this Radiant Observe Ward, which is like exactly what's happened. He's tried to come into the middle lane to try and gank onto Dendy, although thinking about like a lane switch up. Now you run like what a Dazzle as well as Zeus dual mid, and have the Earth Spirit try and find that rotation on top.
Yeah, the Oracle, yeah.
And they'll have to dive pretty deep under that tower for it.
Yeah, General was able to get some okay levels. He didn't get too much, but as soon as
Dendy?
the
Really?
Oracle walked up,
Blinks forward and instantly goes to the Shadow Strike. Cool, manages to break himself free. Neko will also catch out that rune. But I should flag to Empire the fact that like Na'Vi have some level of vision around that top rune, or else then he would never have done such a play.
It was also a nice move to. He didn't necessarily expect to kill the Oracle, but he wanted to secure Soneko the bounty or the rune, the 2-minute rune, which is vital to IO being relevant in the early game.
Another thing which we haven't really mentioned, but should probably keep in the back of our minds is Didier gets bigger on this OD, even if he doesn't get bigger. Like, yeah, a couple of like orb attacks into Ghost Sticks start stealing away that intel. He's only got he's got the Time Walk, which is only 40 mana cost. Like that's he can still get controlled out because the OD's got the imprisonment, take away basically everything else he's got. If he does hit level 6, he won't have the mana for a Chronosphere. The issues with a Faceless Void who can't find CS and can't stay close enough to levels because he just empowers the OD to do more damage with every skill.
Yeah, I noticed DTRA only hits the Faceless Void once when he's in range, because if he hits him twice, then Void's gonna get a super value time lock out of it. So he's kind of making Void. He's putting Void in a situation where the decisions are not so clear cut.
It's always the way, isn't it? Like when you have these burst nuke supports to try and go for ganks, you gotta get the kill quick, and Void just time walks it off, which is what made him such a great. Still makes him such a great lane presence on the off lane.
It looks like General's gonna go back for the Iron Talon. He decides this lane is way too harsh for him. Kind of funny because he did get the boots, and I'm not sure if he did get away in the laning phase with the boots, or he just got it to secure this aggressive hill ward for Dendy at mid. And for now, it seems both teams are really mid-centric. I think, as we expected, the safe lanes are going as... I mean, there's not much the offlaners can do unless the safe lane make a mistake on the pull.
Passive start. The only aggressive play we've really seen, like, is one the attack up on top lane against the Master. That ended up being more like lane harassment. And the second one was the aggressive blink from Dendy. As you said, was more of a space controller than anything else to control that top rune area. I think it's pretty passive for now. General, well, they're gonna go again. The boulder forward, FN. Now he's got to test out just how much damage he's got with a kick. It will be the first blood.
Oh wow. I thought General might be in trouble, but I didn't actually think he was gonna die. Kick though.
It's been some time where it's passive enough. Like 3 levels up in Searing Arrows is a hell of a lot of damage.
That and the Earth Spirit, that was he level 3 before the kill, or did he level up? Probably he was level 3 already, because his EXP gauge is quite far. The second rank in the stun probably made a big difference.
It's really difficult to try and find that kill. Until he's got Sonic Wave, like, that's not a guarantee, because he went for 2 points up in Shadow Strike. Maybe another reason too why Oracle was rotated into this mid lane. Try and counter that control ability of Dendy's.
They saw the secondary ward from Fire with their starting ward, so fast and nice D ward from them. It's gonna put so much pressure on Yoku.
Making a play for that bottom room, but this time he's not coming with support, so Artstyle nightmares him up. Taneko will bring the balls in close. They'll take the rune to start with, and they just need a little bit of help. Yoku very, very smartly TP's out. Understood that a quick rotation from Dendy would end in his death. They have no stuns after the nightmare's used.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Move in the void to the mid lane now. It's not level 6 yet. Aloha's also here trying to find some good XP.
Yeah, I feel like this laning stage will go on until something happens at mid. Like Dendy gets level 6 and dives the Oracle or the Zeus.
Speaking of which, he just did that. I also want to keep my eyes on bottom lane. Didira is waiting for that attack time. General's also managed to find himself a little bit more space on top. CS has been pretty poor until now. Wave came back behind the tower, now he actually hits level 4.5, so it's better for him. Really need to get the roar up on him. Roar up against like a faceless void when he triggers that chrono early on. It's too damn good. It means Zeus has to pump out all of the damage for his team.
It looks pretty even for now, but I'm curious as to who's gonna make the first move. Usually the Queen of Pain. I mean, Navi's lineup is more proactive, I guess, whereas Zeus, he just does damage. He can't really hit level 6 or 7 and be like, guys, I'm ready to do stuff. For at least another 10 or 15 minutes when he gets those utility items, he's going to rely on the Earth Spirit or the Void to do something for the...
Void still, like, they need level 6 on the Void to do anything. Get really annoyed as well with the fact that lightning bolt from Yoku. And he's just used 2 of them. He's only got really, like, when he commits the Soul Ring, obviously gonna have a little bit more left. But the Observer Ward they haven't found. It's actually safely on the Na'Vi side of the river. They moved this forward to ensure 1 rune, while Na'Vi is still farming every other lane.
It could also be the Clinks. FN can... Clinks is going to be pretty strong. Is he going to go for the Medallion build or straight Dezo? Probably not the Orchid. I don't think Orchid Clinks is too popular these days.
He's got scouted out in his first movement. First walked right underneath a Beastmaster. And instantly you saw the movement of General's Hawk over towards his own ancient area. So he'll see when FN comes out of his invis.
That's a smart play from General. Generally, when you see a support like Oracle take over a lane from Clinks, you know Klinks is not just gonna. He's not a Lycan. He's not farm. Oh, relocate.
Yeah, they're going up. They're chasing after Aloha Dance. Dendi fell. Yeah, the Sonic Wave of Valor, so they get the quick. What's FN going to really chase? He can wait for the relocate to take Dendi back away again, and then go after General. Because Dendi is now back in the mid, so FN, if he wants to try this, he could. Still a couple of balls, but need that more slow General. The Searing Arrow. Okay. Yeah, Thunder God's Wrath. That's going to help him out too on bottom lane, but the OD Imprisonment saved Arstar. Looks like he was caught inside that Chronosphere, and Ghostic, he's got no mana to use. No way they actually regenerated either. So Diddy Ra, with the extra help of Dendi, in fact, I think Dendi was looking for the kill secure then. They still are able to find the kill on the Faceless Void. So you take a Beastmaster, but the trade-off is your Faceless Void off lane. Not to mention Oracle did die just before that trade-off on the top as well.
I think that was a better exchange for Navi for sure.
Top tower is under attack.
Ben? Go.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, you got a double damage Clink. 3 hits and dead. Ghost Scepters are the item game.
And Klinks is gonna go for the Dezo, most likely. Probably not the BKB. Dezo. That's
BKB
actually
can
gonna
make
be
a lot
pretty
of
scary.
sense
The
if
scariest thing about Klinks is that he doesn't need a stun. He basically does so much damage that he's gonna solo kill a good portion of Navi's heroes.
I'd like to see him go into the BKB after the Desolator. Obviously, OD is looking to drop the hammer on him. Yeah, maybe not, because like, your 2 control abilities from Na'Vi, it's like your big ones are raw. Both of which ignore BKB.
He might go Lincoln. Might. Because they don't really have good... Wisp doesn't have any abilities that proc Lincoln's Beastmaster have anything other than Necrobook Mana Burn. It's still sort of awkward.
Hostile might want to get this sentry ward down. Plant down the observer ward, but FN's just wanting to attack. We'll have to wait a little bit longer though, because he just ran out of his death pact.
A Dragonlance pickup from Teacher Ra on the OD. Like they want to go on Aloha Dance.
Well, look at the Hawk for the vision, and General does have the Beastmaster Roar. And the relocate, yep, in they come again. And Aloha, he's copping the brunt of the attack of Na'Vi so far. He's 2 deaths so far of the 3 of Empire. Gonna find Artstyle. Back behind the tower, yep, the ball in. Artstyle, he's got a nightmare, but yeah, he's not gonna get that one off. Been pulled into silence.
It's actually quite funny. It's like an eye for an eye, support for a support, and the same pressure on the safe lane tier 1s.
Na'Vi can't come back to defend it, can they? Because yeah, it's the TP still on cooldown for Diddy Ra.
Yeah, it's sort of awkward right now.
There's not much point to it anyway. Like you got your trade-off. Be happy with it. Mako, wow, is Aloha? Has he got enough? Almost. The bottle charges and stick charges keeping Snako alive.
Tower is under attack.
My just reward.
I'm wondering if are going to actively try to use Ghost Stick to Chrono, because my personal opinion on Void early on is that Chronos aren't too efficient. That's why you see a lot of like it's nothing like I mean, it's sort of like a black hole. Like the first Chronos, you can afford to just use it on anyone, like a solo support even. But it looks like they have enough damage in the Zeus and Lynx. It's almost like they don't need a disable at this point.
Good thing to help. Maybe you look at it from the other point of view, where the Chrono is just stopping the counter initiation. Like if you can catch the OD, and there's just no imprisonment. And well, they got a Fiend script. Arstyle instantly has to dodge, and oh, okay, almost dies as well from the. Never mind. Die. Zeus is on the field, and Thunder God's Rats off cooldown. Easiest kill of his life.
Yeah, just so much damage from FN right now. Crazy fast Dezo too.
So Yoku, he is going to be feeling so good about this game so far.
Yeah, definitely.
You haven't really lost your lane. You didn't die to Dendi. and you keep on ensuring the kills of Team Empire, which is almost a kill, and he just puts them over the edge.
For Empire, their next move is to somehow either they'll create an opening where they'll notice where the majority of Navi's heroes are and they'll go Roche, or Navi will go for one of those ganks where they expend the Sonic Wave and the relocate, and they'll be like, okay, you know, one of our teammates died, but we can take this Roche because their spells are on cooldown. Both teams smoked up right now.
Navi's not going to find anyone with their smoke, however. They'll add pressure towards the mid-tier 1 tower, and this will force the hand of Team Empire. There's no observer wards apart from like this fresh one that was just planted down.
This is a big moment for Ghost Stick though. The Chrono.
Where's the jump? He's in position, goes to Chrono, only catches Snako out. The kick will come in, and the Wisp, well, is protected for a moment by the Nightmare. But the Thunder God's Rattlefist, Job General, in there on the front lines, brings down the Earth Spirit, Diddy Ra. He's still got that ulti drop, he's got 15 stolen intelligence with a Sonic Wave from Dendy. They're gonna have enough damage here. One more attack, and now the ulti will drop with the last orb attack after death, flying through the air, meaning the 4 heroes of Team Empire are down. The Fiend Script is still up from Art Style. They find the pick, and Team Empire will get wiped. Dendy just taking everything from them. They got the big kill as well. They managed to bring down that Clinks at the very end.
Holy crap, I didn't think that teamfight was going to turn out this way. After the... I mean, the Chrono wasn't the best, but they got a clean kill on the Wisp. And then... the OD ult did so much damage. So much more than I expected. Last I checked during the teamfight, amidst all that chaos, I thought Yoku was completely fine in terms of like HP and mana. And then just like 2 seconds in, he got hammered by the OD.
I still can't believe he held on to the Eclipse for so long. Even if it was, I believe it was a level 1 Eclipse and he goes up. No, because he doesn't get the experience. So yeah, he must have only just cracked his level 11 during that fight. So much stolen intel, but he waited so long for it too. A lot of ODs will burn it up like maybe 2 attacks.
He was pretty patient about it, and that's one of the scary things about OD.
You just never know when it's gonna drop.
Dire's top tower is
I mean,
under
as a
attack.
fight progresses, you kind of like, when things are hectic and there's like fights happening across like the span of 3 screens, you assume that the OD used an ult somewhere because like half your team's dead, and then he drops a hammer at the end and you get team wipe, and you're like, oh boy.
Navi?
Yeah.
They're gonna relocate in with Snako, and they could do this. Rochelle's pretty low. And the relocate, well actually, it came down a little bit further. So they actually found Yoku in the bottom lane. Snako will actually sever his tether, so then he can go for more. They got Sonic Wave off cooldown 11 seconds time, and actually he relocates out the Beastmaster who was being initiated on. So then he can go for more, but the Chronosphere, it was still up for Ghostic, but the damage from Diddy Ra is just so big. Even if he loses Dendy right now, he's still going to get the kill onto FN, burning the Aegis, the Immortal. The damage is not enough from that Oracle to find the kill, and Snako has already managed to walk himself back over again. Again, this damage! Diddy Ra's just going ham. He's got 60 stolen intel, just pumping out even more, and the Clink, he's almost a 3-hitter! But Diddy Ra, Zeus will throw the ulti out, which gets some kind of collateral, bringing down that Wisp, but the OD is beyond a beast. And he'll have a BKB for the next fight, or whatever the hell he wants.
It's so hard to gauge how much damage OD's gonna do in a fight, because you just simply can't. It's not like Slug, right? When Slug is more intuitive, because as the fight progresses, you see him attacking like a bad man, like attacking like 2-3 times a hit, and you're like, okay, we have to like disengage and wait 2 minutes so his like 80 agi stacks go down. But OD, you don't really notice the difference.
Till he hits you.
Yeah.
Nice ward discovery there from Team Empire, bringing down the fresh one. It's an obvious position as well that Na'Vi are going to look for as they try and attack into that tier 2 tower in the mid. Oh, ball forward, that's a long way to go. Actually, well, he got the pull. Beastmaster did get silenced, there was an instant roar back. But that's a level 3 Necro Book already up for General, 18 minutes in. He did rush the Necro Book. He'll do so much work in the upcoming team fights. Especially for a team that isn't running a BKB hero yet. Stefan actually recipe? No, it's not. It's Ghostic's headdress recipe on the courier. Please the recipe, but then he will have his BKB.
Yeah, potentially Beastmaster is going to be... He's going to be able to solo kill everyone on Empire, except maybe B Clinks FN with a max duration Death Pact. He has almost 2k HP.
When you just looked at the Beastmaster and Bane to control him. Raw, keep Clinks out of the fight until the BKB wears off. I really want to see what's going to happen once FN's got that. Empire, they don't want to wait. They're going to smoke up and then move over. Well, there's an Observer and Sentry down. Obviously, that won't reveal this movement of Team Empire. Looks like Na'Vi, they understand that something is wrong. Iran's going to be the one called out of position instantly into the BKB and Earth Spirit. Well, the only imprisonment's there. They're going to Chronosphere up. General caught the edge of this, but Thunder God's right. It has to be a bit of way too early. Dendy wants the Sonic Wave, but it may not matter anyway. F-Pennant's getting destroyed. He's protected by the Oracle, and that actually helps him get the kill over on the Didier Ra. A huge kill, almost 800 gold for it. He'll lose his life, however. The damage is finally impacted in. Aloha Dance, there's no way to escape from this one. They have blown his ultimate, but they still follow up with another kill in the mid. A 4-for-1 trade-off.
I think one of the weaknesses of Empire's right now, or the challenges they're facing, is that because Teacher Ra has a BKB, the only way for Empire to realistically kill him is get a chrono off, and the FN has to basically get full duration straight onto Teacher Ra, and that's assuming there's no saves from like the Nightmare or the Wisp healing him out, or possibly relocating him out. Like, so the win conditions for Empire and team fights is kind of narrow, whereas Na'Vi are a lot more flexible in how they can engage and save each other, relocate with a lot of blinks. Or like pseudo blinks at least.
That's actually when we should start looking at the position more of Na'Vi then. Like the fact that Dira did die, I didn't see what the relocate from Snake was used on. He is meant to be this relocate saver. Hey, they've been using it like majority of the time to be aggressive, bring in more people.
Well, when Earth Spirit initially rolled in and Dichara kind of, I suppose he understands the nature of the team fights right now, so he immediately BKB'd and started man fighting, and he sure as hell expected to get chronoed. But it didn't matter because, like I said, the only way for Empire to kill Dichara right now with such a long BKB duration of that is for Klings to get a full duration off on
art style. Big catch. They're going to relocate over. The kick does kick in. FN will take a little bit of damage, but it's actually more trouble for the Earth Spirit. Getting hit by 3 orbs, but protected once again. Aloha Dance just playing so good to help out the rest of his team. There's only so much he can do. Doesn't really feel like Yoku is also doing anywhere near enough damage to make Na'Vi fearful of him.
Yeah, there's the issue of Oracle's ult being really nice to counter the Beastmaster and Vincere, but your cores are gonna run away after getting what do you call it? Dispelled out of the stun, and it's not really gonna make you win. It's gonna save some lives, but I don't know. It's Empire just have to find a better engagement right now, but Na'Vi are too flexible. Like,
Now they can keep pushing the issue too. Like Empire are never fighting on their terms; they're fighting on Na'Vi's terms. Na'Vi push up, they position the Hawks, they see Empire coming in. So the Chronosphere should never catch more than like 1, maybe 2 people.
and General has that dagger if he chooses to go. Almost 3k gold.
A lot of sense for him to do it. Like it's the bread and butter for Beastmaster, right? You blink, raw, trigger Necro books, and all of a sudden, whoever you've gone on is dead. What else would you even get?
The Beastmaster? He's greedy, he can go for like a Boots of Travel, perhaps. Even though, yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer nowadays. Mm-hmm. You just go Necro Book and blink.
Whatever happened to the Axe Beastmaster? Like, why did that fall off?
I don't think it's too efficient. It doesn't really change the nature of a game too much. The range is nice, but I think Beastmasters usually get the Blink Dagger anyway, and your range is kind of limited by your Hawks, right? So
Look at the fear of Ghostic. The second Arthal showed himself, he instantly turns to Time Walk back into base. Really worried about potential in-script to relocate kills. And he's a long way away from the rest of his team though, so there's the chance of Na'Vi looking at kills right now is pretty low. They're just controlling the entire map, and Empire, they have the thickest 5, so even economy-wise, they're getting destroyed.
it's kind of playing out the same way as the early games in SEA region. The Fnatic versus Mineski series. This is sort of what happened. Interestingly enough, Fnatic was on Radiant, and but basically Mineski, they had a hard time leaving their base, and to make it not so obvious, they would often, smoke up. But they've read several smoke amps so far, and it's just going to be really hard for Empire to basically catch a break and get objectives after a team fight.
Fen is the biggest bait ever right now. And the Beastmaster wants it, General, he wants to blink, raw, Necrobooks are up, but Aloha is waiting for it. They relocate in with the OD, but that seemed to be very optimistic, and for reading all the smokes, this time Na'Vi didn't read the fact that Team Empire was waiting for him.
Wasn't it? Weren't they being seen? Didn't General have vision of at least the Earth Spirit or the Oracle? It was daytime.
He should have. It was daytime, so the creep wave was most definitely looking down the hillside. He still went for it. I'm just wondering if he didn't see the Oracle. Maybe they thought they can get the pick and get out. But now they don't have the Necrobooks. They see Klink's running away, burn a little bit of his mana, but without the Necrobooks, they're missing quite a heavy chunk of their control and damage during fights.
They did trade the Necrobook cooldown for the Zeus Soul, so they basically have identical cooldowns. And Dendi gonna break some smokes here.
Yeah, Empire, Dendi, he blinked forward, right on top of the Clinks, the kick will come forward, and Dendi, he'll just BKB. Thinks about turning around, goes to orc it up, he can't get the ulti off the Sonic Wave, hits on 3, the mech is a little bit too late from Aloha. He didn't have the ultimate because they used it on the top lane previously. Now did he run? Well, there's your extra control. It's going to be over on Yoku. Very difficult to escape from this one. In fact, Na'Vi already understands that he cannot, and they're moving for another target. Artstyle, the Nightmare. It catches Aloha, and Taneko is a wonderful double kick, but then he comes in once again. The Raw splits the fire. Taneko with the ghost. Can he actually survive this? He can. He has enough regeneration. Empire, they lose 4. Dendi claiming 3 of them. The only one to survive right now is FN, who in fact waited for the Clinks to return. Finds the kill, but now they also buy back on the Zeus. I don't even know if this is really enough to stop, but General's Necros are up. And again, Na'Vi are arse at bringing down buildings.
Na'Vi are completely fine with this. They forced a buyback, they got some tower damage. I don't think they expected to get tier 3 damage at all. It just happened that the team fight went so well. It's such a clutch Orchid by Dendi. You could tell that entire Empire team was kind of caught off guard, because I think if Aloha Dance was prepared for that, he could have false promise the Void right away. At least they could have gotten Chrono off.
Movement now from Empire. The rune now, Na'Vi have no vision at all around Roshan. And they're not really grouped up ready to move just yet. So yeah, this Roshan actually belongs to Team Empire. With FN and all of his damage, he's definitely going to kill this off before Na'Vi can reach him. This is a big saving grace. The question is, who do you give it to now? Okay, it looks like it is going to be FN. No, he's the primary source of damage, but FN was the sole survivor of Team Empire in the last game, in the last fight. And he is the tankiest of the wall.
I think it also has to do with the fact that right now it's really hard for Empire to leave far away from their base without, being detected or not. It's setting off obvious alarms to not be. FN on the other hand, he's Clinks, he can move around. At least.
Oh, General! He blink roared and then instantly went into the Necro units. I wonder if that was just a shift-clicked move because he didn't get the initial roar off. Now the Shadow Strikes and go over an Aloha. Purges and keeps walking himself forward. Such a cheap ability, isn't it? Fortune's End. Well, that's nice. Next time, Dendi cannot stop Faceless Boy from getting thrown off. A Blink Dagger now up for Ghost Sticks.
I think gonna make it harder. But you know, you never know. Dendi might exceed your expectations. Free cast out Orchids.
You'll have to have vision of him before he jumps, though, if that's gonna happen. So a lot of pressure either on the warding or General's Hawk positioning.
If any player is capable, it might be Dendi. The Orchid is faster than Chrono.
Deuce. I'll play the scene from Friends.
Can Empire actually afford to pressure this tower? Because top tower is already quite damaged from the last engagement or last semi-high ground attempt.
I have a Cleans. Cleans can do this solo. He doesn't need any help for it. Like the only reason why Team Empire would be wanting to do that is if they're using FN as bait. Then they can counter-initiate, but obviously, like, Na'Vi sort of fell for that in the top lane before. You don't expect them to make the same mistake twice, especially in the same, like, 10 minutes.
I think it makes sense because General, he didn't have a TP. I think if he had a TP, he could have guessed that everyone was behind the Clanks, and they went for some, you know, more aggressive pressure on the tower, but he didn't have a TP.
Dendi, serious side. What he wants. He saw it move with the Observe Ward in the lane. Is that the Daedalus? Yeah, it's the Daedalus of FN. Needs a little bit more money though before he can get it. Oh, hello, mid lane. Chronosphere, that's nice! Fought out 3, but then the OG comes in from behind Aloha Den. What do? He has to ulti himself, which means there's no extra protection for FN. So Diddy Ra, they've already lost 3, but he just stands his ground. The Clinks' BKB will now wear off. A defensive imprisonment. The Gem's also still on the deck. They're going for the balls, but he blinks it out, throws the ulti out. But the only thing that was really lost was the Aegis, the Immortal, and Faceless Void. So Team Empire, you'll take that trade any day for a full 5-hero wipe, plus gem included.
That was the biggest win for Empire so far, by far, this game. I'm actually surprised that Na'Vi sort of lost focus. I'm not sure what they were talking about. Were they kind of talking about different things, or like someone was chasing the courier? They got basically 3-4-man chronoed, and oh damn. The Zeus did so much damage, he actually ulted in range to get max value out of his static field.
Mm-hmm. This is one of these times when Na'Vi's very happy they're boot camping, so they could look back over the replay and go, how the hell did that happen? Or why did we even let that happen?
I think part of it is that they actually went searching for Empire. I think one of the common topics that have been recurring in not just this game but earlier games is that the losing team, it's really hard for them to leave the base, and just now Na'Vi just marched their entire lineup in front of the tier 3s or where the tier 2s are basically, and made it really convenient for Empire because they've been wanting these kind of team fights. It's just problem is getting there, getting from point A to B without revealing it in such an obvious manner.
Seems really odd again. Na'Vi with all these saving mechanisms, they understand the Chronosphere is a massive problem for them, yet they walk into a position where 3 guys can get chronoed. And it's all 3 guys looking for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. I think Dendi could have possibly lived. I was actually surprised that Empire focused the Bane instead of the Queen of Pain first. But a gem pickup on Aloha Dance, this should help. Usually after these kind of confidence boosting team fights, you can pick a gem and finally get rid of all these suspected wards, which actually aren't there. That was the only ward up for Na'Vi.
They all timed out just like either just before or during the fight. Na'Vi rely on the Hawks more than anything else to give themselves a vision now. I'm just wondering if they're ready for the ramifications of what happened after this. Like, FN's got a full Daedalus as well as a Deso to go with his BKB. Yes, the timing is getting lower. Say lower, he's only used it once. Like, he's still got a 9-second BKB over on this Clinks. You got a Veil of Discord on the Earth Spirit, so Yoku's presence in these fights is going to get even better. Same for Aloha Dance in a way. Not so much for the Clink. Because his searing arrows are still physical.
But he does like so much damage anyway. More damage at this the luxury. I think FN wants some more utility, like flexibility. Potentially a Lincoln's might, but it's kind of awkward to get on Clinks, but paired with the BKB.
Oh, dear, look at him just open up. FN, he's going to trigger the BKB, and there's the relocate save out. Attacks can fly as far as they want to. Na'Vi, if they really want to defend this, like you want to come back and try and keep Snako alive. 1 second, he'll come in and he's actually imprisoned. So you're imprisoning him back at base, the relocate finishes, and then he can just tether himself away. Screwed up with the Team Empire timing, and Snako survives.
I actually haven't seen that before. I don't know why. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It seems so obvious now that you look at it.
Yeah, I know. It's like one of those things. Why didn't I think of that?
We've seen things like, oh, you buy like a Glimmer Cape, but obviously that wouldn't work against someone like a Zeus. And you wouldn't want a Ghost Scepter to rely on that, because also it amplifies the damage from the Zeus.
It was sort of awkward though. I think in a way Empire, it was good that they couldn't get that Wisp, because the feeling I got was both Na'Vi and Empire, they were sort of unsure about whether to take that fight or not. On one hand, Clinks did use that BKB at the start of the fight, whereas none of Na'Vi really expended any of their key ults. FN gonna run in.
You just blinked away from the wave. Now Yoki blinked himself forward to go for the Yule Center. A guaranteed chrono over on Denny Narsar could not save him, and they relocated over, but really Snako, they're caught inside the Magnetize. The Earth Spirit will go down, but the cost is too great. They've lost the OD. It's a triple kill for FN. Can he actually catch up to kill off Artstyle as well and give himself the Ultra? Coming down now, but the Necro Books will see him. So it will end up just being a 4-for-3 trade-off. But what a big initiation. Then he deleted at the start of the fight.
Yeah, it's an awkward place to get caught. I don't know what to make of it. Surely they realize that FN's a really big problem and more sentries. They had the gem, but they weren't really disciplined about sticking, like they didn't have like the buddy system where you stick around the gem carrier until you get enough info on where the Clinks is.
It also felt really weird, like the relocate position. I think we talked about the lack of vision for Na'Vi, and then you relocate into this area knowing that the initiation has happened here with a chronosphere that cuts off the rest of your team from moving down the hillside. You literally stranded the OD as well as the Wisp on the other side of the fight in the middle of Team Empire territory.
Yeah, one of the great things about Clinks versus OD is that just Clinks, he destroys OD in a man fight. Both sides having BKB, Clinks not affected by the BKBs, but OD needing to pop that BKB.
BKB may not be useful anymore. Clinks just picked up that device. With the sheep stick on the field, like like they got no detection. Like, remember, we have to keep in mind that gem was taken away from Na'Vi. I don't know if the Clinks has just walked up, and because Clinks is holding onto it, he knows if he's walking underneath the sentry ward as well. The amount of information the Team Empire can get that allows Clinks to function is just so much.
It might be Empire's waiting for the third Roche. They have no reason to rush things. I mean, the momentum's completely changed. Yoku has gone pretty big. He's holding on to his money. Wondering if that's going to be a Bloodstone or an Octarine. I don't think Bloodstone's worth it right now. It's kind of late, and the nerf is pretty big actually, so I'm going to assume it's at least an Aghanims or an Octarine core.
Definitely be an Ag for the Void, and a Doreen just makes the most amount of sense. It's a Zeus with lower cooldowns, like Arc Lightning and Lightning Bolt. Like, you dish out so much more in the fights.
I mean, it's like the perfect item for Zeus. It makes you tankier, makes you do more damage.
Yep, hostile.
More utility.
Oh, shit, boy!
It could have been worse. It could have been like in 2 hits or 1 hit.
That was
Nah,
almost
not
one hit. That was almost one hit from FN.
This is a Roche that, you know, they don't really desperately need. Earlier, the first 2 Roches, they desperately needed, but this one is more like a because they can.
Yeah, this is the icing on the cake. This is to ensure that FN get every bit of damage out during a fight he wants to, and you also then give what's achieved to the Zeus. It's actually in the hands of a Aloha Dance for now, but I'm fairly certain that's going to end up in like Yoku's hands.
You know, initially I was gonna say Klink's, the nature of the hero is not the best Aegis carrier because he has like the ults that it's kind of like DP or Lycan where you die the first time. If you had your ult on, then you survive as a much weaker version of yourself. But at this point, FN is so strong and so farmed that the second life, even without an immediate death pact, is going to be quite strong.
He's dealing almost 300 standard damage a hit. And that's before Death Pack. After it, you see how far it went up. Like, he's almost at 375 damage and increased his life by about 800. This is a powerhouse Clink.
Navi are the tables have turned completely. Navi are the ones sticking by the Ancients area. They can't even fully utilize their jungle for now.
It's just because it's the 2 terrible fights. That first one, like the 3-man chrono right in front of the tier 3 tower of Team Empire. Terrible relocate in. Oh, General. The Hex. FN, a little bit of a missed attack with his first one, but then he realizes there is nothing he can do on this. General's able to blink himself away with the Chronosphere. Oh, that's a big catch. Did he while he's inside the BKB? The relocate out, it only saves Arsal. The Sonic Wave kicks in and maybe! Oh my! Dira's got the damage available. They may magnetize here, but what's it going to stop? FN, Fiendscript, Arsal, perfect position. Dira will find himself a double kill. Oh, I thought it was all over when that double chrono went out and FN was in a perfect position to pump out the damage, but turned the other way. And Navi get 2 big kills. Not to mention, a lot of ultis on cooldown.
Yeah, pretty unexpected turn of events. I think Navi did a fantastic job of kiting not kiting, but reducing the efficiency of Klink's damage. Midway through the fight, Klink's strafe ran out, and the Solar Crest was actually so big from Soneko, I think. One of the items that aren't seeing too much play nowadays, after the somewhat moderate nerfs, but Solar Crest, such a good item for...
Oh, no! Navi, you're in 5 right now! They are going to get torn apart, Arstyle is down, the Klink is on the side, they've lost 3, they're going to definitely lose 4! Will they lose Dandy as well? No, he gets back to base safely. Navi, they not see the Aghanims on the Faceless Void. The oldies were on cooldown. Definitely feel like you got the confidence to push up, but you just threw everything that you gained away.
To be fair though, even from a spectator point of view, I was kind of like, holy crap, Navi just won that team fight. I was like, I kind of experienced a high for Navi. And I'm sure from Navi's perspective, they lost a lot of control in the game, and that was like a definitely feel-good moment. They may have
Felt too good.
lost a bit of focus, but it's hard to react to that kind of stuff. Like the Void jumps in, and there's an instant buyback.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah. I don't know how to
And
even react to this, like, because Chrono is back off cooldown. Undergod's Wrath still on cooldown for 30 more seconds, but you got a Klinks with this much damage.
Radiant's
Quick hit and run, they take the racks, they take the tower. The only thing that stops them from taking more is 1, Navi coming back alive, and 2, Navi at least didn't lose too much on their side lanes, so those tier 2 towers are still up.
Focus a lot on FN, and we stopped talking about a lot of his teammates. I think Yoku at this point he might be dealing more damage than FN. I mean, he's a Zeus after all, and he's scaled pretty well. Considering how hard the game was in the early mid game, he's getting some real items now, and the Void there wasn't much impact from him earlier in the game, but now with a dagger and Chrono, I mean the Agnum Scepter, he's gonna have just feel so much more confident.
Doing it
With
again.
Chrono is nothing.
Just 3 heroes in the front line. General able to blink himself away in time, but R-Style, he walks up. Now, they're not going to relocate in for R-Style. Like, just accept the casualty.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Navi,
attack.
once again, like, up against such a lineup like Team Empires, where you're looking for such big aggression, and you need to have that relocate saved. They're using relocate again aggressively. Get in behind them.
Yeah, they have to be really careful.
Radiant's
There's
bottom tower is under attack.
Two I mean, all the cores on Empire are being a nuisance now. FN and Yoku being the damage source, and
Radiant's
Ghostic.
bottom tower is
It's hard to kill a Void with
Radiant's bottom
these
barracks
items.
under
Basically.
General's been tagged.
Radiant's
He's
bottom
really hoping he can finish his refresher orb so he can have double rolls and necros, but Taneko! 3 hits, 4 pip will finish the job. The Chronosphere actually catches the Earth Spirit out, but it does the bigger thing. Diddy Ra dead for 80 seconds, no buyback of Barbel. This can actually be the GG. They can push and take out the tier 4 towers if they want to. There's just nothing that he can do against this lineup of Team Empire. They have way too much damage. His control is useless. Because it's an awkward against BKB heroes. He then went into the AC to try and repair some of this negative armor like, advantage that's there for Empire, but R-Star gets caught once again. Tier 4 tower's been picked off. Goku, oh, no, Aloha Dance is there to save him. And Dandy being hexed up, the crits are there, and that's GG. Team Empire will take it. Navi, it looked like they had it until that mid-fight, and then there's a couple of other moments where you thought, hey, maybe they can bring this back, but moments quickly faded with like superior team fight of Team Empire.
Oh, I'm actually so impressed by Empire's performance, and then I thought this might be the 3rd game in a row where we kind of see the same pattern. Like the early game, somewhat back and forth, and the mid game, 1 or 2 team fights completely changed the momentum, like the direction of the game, and one team just they could basically never leave their base, and the game slowly